Hey Omar, hope you're doing well. Uh, Real quick, we'll just get right into this. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and the analyzer that we're using is called the SDA. It's from Michael Blanc, and we are going to be analyzing a property from New Mexico. All right, right whenever you're going to open this up, you're going to go to the Scenarios tab. The Scenarios tab is where you're going to be inputting data. And the blue font is what you can change. The black, don't touch the black. You are able to change the black, but once you're proficient enough, once you're proficient enough to use this analyzer, that's when you can change the black. Most of the time, there's no need to, but sometimes there's certain situations that will require that. But for now, you won't need that. You won't need to do that. And whenever you are going to be analyzing these properties, you're going to need a couple pieces of information. Usually they have an operating or an offering memorandum and a T12 and a rent roll. You're going to want to get that information as well as the whisper price of this property. Usually the price is not marketed. So that's something that you're going to have to actually ask the broker for. And it's just really simple. I just send them a quick email. Hey, Ben, what's the whisper price on this? And then with that, once you have that price, you can plug that in here. So with this particular property, I want to say it was 100 million and 385 units. And we have the down payment there, which is good. And then you're just going to get right into analyzing the data, right? Which is just plugging in from what the actual T12 is, the historicals, into the SDA. So I'm going to make this kind of halvesies here, and you're just going to start plugging away. 7068123. This gross potential income is what the top of the market is. So what the potential is that you can get in rent. So comps is a really big part of that. You're going to look into vacancy. I typically like to do an equal sign, and then I'm able to add or subtract more items to that particular cell, which just gives me more flexibility, and it will save you a little bit on time. So little insider hacks that I've found. And so we have vacancy loss and model and storage units. I'm going to add that into vacancy as well, which is right here. So 15286. Delinquent. All right, that's it. Loss to lease. Loss to lease is, so the market, let's say, is $1,000, but they're charging $800. So there is a $200 delta of loss to lease, and that's all that number is. So you could, if you do the math, let's say on 385 units times 200, if that's accurate, right, across that many units, it probably isn't that precise, but that's what that loss to lease number is. And I'm just going to go minus 14,012. Then concessions. I'm going to, you know what? I know that if I look in this T12, you got bad debt, more bad debt, delinquent rent, and then employee units. So what I can do is I can add up all of these, which equals that number. And I'm going to go equals negative 397,905. But I'm going to add back in the vacancy so that I don't add it twice, which is going to be this number right here. So plus 395,614, which obviously isn't a lot, which is good. That means this property is fairly stabilized. That's almost too good. That's really surprising. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, great. And then other income is usually after those numbers. And I'm just looking for, in our SDA is called RUBS, Ratio Utility Billing System. And I'm going to look for all this rebill into this T12, which looks like all those. So we're at 438,228. I'm going to add that in here, 438,228. And then I'm going to take the remaining balance, which is equals 801,331 minus 438,228. That's all the other income that we're getting. That is the RUBS that we're getting. And this number right here is actually per door what we're getting, which, so RUBS per door, we are able to bill back almost $95. And then other income you can see is almost $78. That is very high. Usually, it's very rare that I see numbers that are that high, which just means it's a stabilized A class, maybe B plus property, which is great. And from there, we will just keep on scrolling down, and it's just plugging in data, right? So you see payroll is equals 513,253, and I won't add in. I won't go all back and forth, and I'll let you do that. But the repair and maintenance is going to go in the repair and maintenance there. And the make ready is also repair and maintenance. That's counted. And so I'll put that in the repair and maintenance as well. Same with this recreational amenity maintenance. And then contract services. So contract services are just contracts that the property relies on. This could be snow removal, landscaping, pest control, things like that. You'll also see cable bills in there sometimes, and trash as well, because that is a contract service. And in our SDA right here, we have a separate line item for trash, and it kind of helps us just break out what that line item is, because it's usually something that we might be able to control. If we go to X, Y, and Z other trash company and save some dollars there. But then you would add in these two numbers into the trash column, and then you would add in the remaining numbers into that contract services column. You've got advertising is also in there, marketing, office expenses. Sometimes you'll see eviction costs, legal costs in the T12, and then you'll put that in the SDA, and that will kind of show you what, if a property's in a D area, it probably has more eviction costs compared to an A plus area, right? And that's good information to have. And you'll see this in this in the utility section of this T12 is a utility rebill service fee, which just means we use a company that bills, they do the math so that we can be as effective in billing back utilities to the tenant, so it could be as close to a 1-to-1 ratio on what's spent to what we are able to charge the tenant. And that's their little fee. So I personally add that into a contract service because that is a contract. Management fees, you just add in management fees over here in the SDA. Taxes, insurance, all go into this column as well. And that's really the start, the baseline. And you'll have all that data filled out. You can see, if you scroll down here, there's interest rate as well as the amortization. And that's really lesson one, for that's really it for the homework. Is what I want you to do is go to a market that you It could be you plan on investing there or you don't plan to invest there, whatever you want. But go to a Marcus and Millichap website or Newmark, a big name firm, and download some financials, right? Sign a confidentiality agreement. So you aren't going to share the data with anybody, but it's just to get the financials. You try to do a bigger property, at least 50 units. I would say even closer to 100, because those properties are going to have the best financials to practice on. And you'll want to download a T12 and a rent roll and offering a memorandum or an OM preferably. And with that information, also reach out to the broker and simply ask, Omar, what's the whisper price on this? And that will give you the tools you need to do what I just did here. And that's really all for the homework, is to just enter in the data that I entered so that you have all of those cells filled, right? So that cell there, most of these cells here, other income, RUBS, and then all of these cells here. And that's it, Omar. So if you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, I'm happy to help. All right, man. Talk soon. And let me know whenever you do complete that, and then we can go to the next steps. See ya.